Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're looking at the third and final movie in the Mummy franchise, which starred Brendan Fraser. At least the three Mummy movies. And I must say that this one, which is called The Mummy: Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, is my least favorite, but it's still pretty entertaining. And there are a few things that I don't like about it, of course, which I'll mention in this video. But it also reminds me um, that this franchise should have actually continued on. Had they done things perhaps a little properly, um, Brendan Fraser would be a bigger name during the years that he was away from the spotlight. However, if I'm not mistaken, from whatever I've read about his issues, um, his body suffered quite a lot doing a lot of the special effects. The stunts, not special effects, the special stunts for movies like The Mummy and the two sequels. And I guess maybe it's something that ended when it should have, because for him it would have been torture to continue. So, The Mummy: Tomb of the Dragon Emperor came out in 2008. It's a action adventure film. Sorry about that. Fantasy film, of course, written by Alfred Goh and Miles Miller, produced by Stephen Sommers, who directed the first two films. And this time is actually set in China and not in Egypt, so it's not technically a mummy, but it focuses on the Terracotta Army origins, and it's the third and final movie in the Mummy trilogy. Of course, you have Brendan Fraser returning as Rick O'Connell, but Rachel Weisz didn't come for this movie. I think she had prior commitments or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So instead of Rachel Weisz, you have Maria Bello playing Evelyn and using a fake British accent. I think she was miscast, so that's one of the problems I actually say for this. You also have Jet Li, John Hannah, of course, John Hannah returning as the brother, Luke Ford, who plays an older son of an older boy, basically, of Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz, of Rick and Evelyn rather. You also have Anthony Wong and Michelle Yeoh, and playing Michelle Yeoh's daughter is the lovely and beautiful, what's her name? Isabella Leon, who plays Lynn. Absolutely lovely actress. And of course, Michelle Yeoh is she's amazing. Funny enough, the only thing I don't like her in is her lengthy role in the first and second seasons and parts of third season of Star Trek Discovery. And she should not have taken on the role of the Mirror Universe Empress, because she's terrible as that. As the regular universe, the Prime Universe's captain, she's actually amazing. She carried a lot of class and dignity to that role. But I didn't like her in the Mirror Universe version. She's not meant for those kind of roles. Sad to say, although she's an amazing actress. All right, let's stop there. I don't want to talk about Star Trek Discovery. Anyway, so we learned from the very beginning of the movie that in ancient China there was this warlord who became the Dragon Emperor. He fought wars to gain control over a lot of the Qin. He eventually created the Qin dynasty, and his men would burn all the textbooks and scrolls and put his rules in place. He later ordered the construction of the Great Wall of China, and he used to bury his enemies' corpses underneath it. And he gained supernatural powers. He learned to control fire, water, earth, wood, and metal. However, he also grew fearful of his death. So he had Zi Yuan, I believe that's how you pronounce it, Zi Yuan, who was a sorceress played by Michelle Yeoh. He sent her to an ancient monastery with his second in command, General Ming, to find the long-lost oracle bones. I'm reading from here, yes, of course. And who can remember all of this stuff? That basically is the key to eternal life, and this happens to be in Shangri-La, the legendary Shangri-La. Unfortunately, he gets angry because he finds out that the sorceress and Ming fall in love, and they try to have a relationship. His spy sees them and goes and reports back to him. Excuse me. In a fit of anger, he kills Ming, and Ji Yuan, instead of giving him the type of immortality that he wanted, she cursed him and his soldiers, turning them into the Terracotta Army, and they became basically like that. She herself got eternal life because she's living in that area. She eventually has the daughter, sorry, what's her name? Lin, basically Isabella Leong's character, and they continue to stay there and live, protecting the secrets of Shangri-La. So in 1946, now Alex O'Connell, who is the grown-up son of Rick and Evelyn O'Connell's son, he is his archaeological professor Roger Wilson. They find the Emperor's tomb. They are attacked by a mysterious woman, and they bring the sarcophagus to Shanghai. At the same time, the British government asks Rick and Evelyn to take the gemstone called the Eye of the Shangri-La back to China, and this is where they start having fights against the Chinese army, who is secretly trying to bring the Dragon Emperor back to life. In the struggle, it happens, and the Dragon Emperor basically comes back to life. He's still in that terracotta style. He needs to get back to his original self. The only way that he can do that is to go and take a dip in the immortality giving waters of Shangri-La. So he is searching for it. Rick and his team have got to fight them off. They are joined by Lin, who helps them to come up to there. They meet with Michelle Yeoh's character, the Zi Huan, who is the sorceress, and fight scenes. There's also the struggle between the fact that Alex feels resentful towards his dad and his mom, but especially his dad. He feels like he was not the son that the father wanted, and all those things. And they do get to find out that from Lin that the only weapon that can actually kill the Emperor is a cursed dagger. So father and son do forgive and forget all the things when Rick almost is nearly dead and he's brought back to life by the waters. Huge fight scene, all is amazing, pretty good to be honest. I really like the fight scenes in this, and it ends well with Michelle Yeoh's character. That's what I'm going to say. Michelle Yeoh's character does get killed, but then she sacrifices herself to steal the dagger that the Dragon Emperor had actually Jet Li basically had actually stolen from them, and then she managed to get it to the rest of them. Rick is able to kill him off with a little help from his son Alex, and all of a sudden that ends well. The Terracotta Army is destroyed. As soon as the Dragon Emperor is killed, they are able to go back to Shanghai and celebrate. All right, so as usual, the comedic elements are mainly from a little bit from Brendan Fraser, but also from John Hannah, of course, being the elder brother, and he inevitably at the end he goes to Peru with the Eye of the Shangri-La, saying that he wants to live with the place with no mummies, but soon mummies will be discovered there. I don't know if they had actually plans to continue this franchise, but of course the studios decide to make the Dark Universe, and we all know how that ended up. Anyway, things that I did not like about the movie. One, they should not have had an older son. In fact, I think they should not have had the son in the first place in the second movie. But at least in the second movie, he is a child, and it looks very odd to see Brendan Fraser in 2008 being the son of a grown-up man. 2008, he would have been 40 years old? Yeah, he would have been something like 40 years old. Having a son who's like in his early 20s. That was mistake number one. Having Maria Bello try to replace Rachel Weisz. Uh, Nothing against the actress, but she doesn't have the chemistry that Rachel Weisz had with Brendan Fraser, and it's very telling that her accent is pretty thick. Jet Li was good enough. I mean, he doesn't really. I mean, he's most of the time he is as the mummified king, but trying to enslave the world. But yeah, it was good enough. John Hannah was funny as usual. Russell Wong plays General Ming Guo, who is the Emperor's former second in command. He basically got resurrected. And Liam Cunningham plays Mad Dog Maguire, who is a pilot and old friend of Rick, and he helps the O'Connells to make their way to get to Shangri-La and also take them away from there. Luke Ford plays Alex, and this is the problem. A 21-year-old son. What 40-year-old has got a 21-year-old son? I mean, this is the main problem that I have with me. It's like, it's very difficult to actually put, it just looks odd. It just looks completely odd. Isabel Long, she's lovely, like I said. She's the protector of the Emperor's tomb. She becomes Alex's love interest. There's that. Michelle Yeoh is actually good. Anthony Wong, who plays General Yang, he's a rogue general who wants to, who basically wants to bring the Emperor back to life, along with his assistant played by Jessie Meng. She plays Colonel Choi, and I think that's about it for all of the main actors and actresses. I think the special effects are pretty good. I think all of that is good. The other issues that I have with this movie is that, it just doesn't have that kind of charm, and the fact of the mummies. I think that these things that they labeled it as part of the mummy because it's supposed to be in Egypt. If it were mummies, I think that's one of the other big problems that they have. But there's a lot to enjoy as well. I don't think it's actually that bad. It's still not as good as the other two movies, especially the first one is absolutely wonderful. It was made on a budget of 145 million, and it made 403.4 million at the box office. I still love this franchise. It's still a lot of fun to see Rick O'Connell. But like I said, those things that actually bring the movie back a little bit is what leads. I think that's some of the reason why it's got a lot of mixed reviews. Anyway, that's it for The Mummy. All these movies are done. Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, and I shall give it a 7.5 out of 10. And that's it. We shall come back with more reviews pretty soon. Right.